This movie is an old-timer. There's no denying that. Let's talk about the Odyssey, one of the greatest movies ever made, and that is not a hyperbole. I think this movie is quite a masterpiece. And I am biased towards anything that Christopher Nolan does, but you just talk to people who don't usually go to the movies, and everything you'll hear is how incredible this movie is. This movie is one for the ages. It's something that we really haven't seen since, what? Gladiator? Such a cinematic endeavor. An artisan film, and artisan films don't tend to have this large pool with the casual audience. Okay, when we talk about movies like that, you know, they're usually loved by avid moviegoers like me, probably you if you watch this channel. But when we're talking about the casual viewer, the person who probably only watches 3 movies a year, this is the movie that's perfect for them. This is the movie that's perfect for the critics. This is the movie that's perfect for everyone. I think anyone who just has some love for movies will adore and love this movie. That is just how Christopher Nolan works. He knows how to make a movie for everyone. You can pinpoint to some nitpicky flaws, but what I'm going to do here is going to talk about how impactful this movie was to me. Because this is a movie that I've been waiting for ever since I read the Odyssey in high school. Freshman year of high school, I read the Odyssey, and I thought this was one of the coolest stories I've ever read. Now, I'm not a super avid reader. I try to read constantly. As you see, there's books behind me, but the Odyssey was one that stood out to me, and let me get it. I think it's right here. This book is one of the few books I've reread multiple times in my life. Now this joins a list of what, like Harry Potter, The Lord of the Rings. Those are books, How to Be Like Mike, for example, my sports biography books that I enjoy. This is a book that joins that list. And the reason I really love this book so much is just because of how epic this tale is. You can pinpoint to so many of your favorite epics, modern epics, and you can see how much they borrow from this structure. This is the original epic. At least the one that humanity has really keeping record of. Maybe there were others, but this is one of the most memorable ones in humanity. And when I first read this book, I was like, has anyone made a movie about this? And then I did see that there was like a 50s movie, I think, and an 80s one. Not to say that those were bad movies, but I was just like, I need someone of my era, my generation of filmmaking.
No, you're a millennial. How old are you?
Truthful?
I believe that you believe that you're Gen Z.
I am Gen Z.
To make this, you know, when we talk about remakes and movies based off other stuff, this was the thing I wanted someone to remake. This was the something I wanted someone to adapt. And you know, I would always look at news like Odyssey, what movie's gonna come out? Odyssey this, Odyssey that. And I saw that there was just no traction on it. I think at one point I did see that Hugh Jackman was potentially going to star in an Odyssey movie that got shelved, if I remember correctly. Again, I was just scouring the internet hoping for some sliver of hope that someone would adapt this again in our modern age. And the last person I thought would do it, which honestly I should have seen it coming. It was pretty obvious. The person who would end up adapting this masterpiece would be no other than Christopher Nolan. And boy, I tell you this, it was probably one of the best theater experiences with an audience since Avengers Endgame. Now, I watched Dune Part 2 and the audience there could have been more hyped. Maybe if I went closer to opening weekend, the audience would have been a little bit more hyped. But I saw Odyssey yesterday, which was a Wednesday, at 7 p.m. Okay, yeah, it's a good time to watch a movie, but the theater was full. And everyone reacted to key moments in the best way. Like the genuine way people reacted when they saw Avengers Endgame, like the portal scene, stuff like that. That is one of the best theater experiences that I've ever experienced myself. And I didn't think anything would get close to that. And then I see the Odyssey, and it's one of the most unforgettable theater experiences I've ever had. People were clapping. I knew this was gonna be a good audience to watch the movie with when we saw the first 6 minutes of Dune. Those first 6 minutes of Dune were absolutely incredible. Like, got my adrenaline high. Can't wait to see that in 70mm IMAX as well, but the audience went crazy for it. For that Saving Private Ryan sequence. I seriously can't wait to watch Dune Part 3, but I knew then that my audience for Odyssey was going to be an incredible audience, something I missed so much. Obsession kind of got close to it, but not quite the level of Avengers Endgame. But finally, I got that back. You know, it felt like that was missing. And of course, Christopher Nolan does this. Of course, it's him. Probably one of the best, if not the greatest, filmmaker of our time.